Hello guys, it's Chris here and welcome back to the epitome of everything that's wrong in English football. So today we're looking at the 2009-2010 season, under 14 in other words. Now because my body sort of just decided to sack off growing when I was 11 for like 3 years of my life, I keep coming back to these expecting, you know, as we go back a season further back in time to see everyone shrinking back to my size. But I just keep opening up a new season. It's like, brilliant. Still a hobbit. The weirdest thing is watching these seasons and then looking at footage from the season I'm currently playing in, because I still play Sunday League games like week by week. I'm still recording another season to get out eventually, but it just takes me about good 5 minutes to spot who I am. It's just like Frodo's just not there anymore. So we start off in the first game with a bit of a rocket from me. I think I was trying to use the sort of bounce of the pitch there in front of the keeper, you know, to try and put him off, or I couldn't actually reach the goal, and that's why I didn't score a goal from outside the area until I was about 15. At a guess. We've got a pretty quality clip nice and early into the video here, so you know, not too much danger down the... Actually, it is a 2-on-2. It is quite a lot of danger, but not enough danger to do that, let's be honest. You can almost hear the pick that one out he's shouting inside his head as he thumps that one past the keeper. Absolute bullet header. Well done, mate. This clip just sums me up so well, like flicking the, like doing a nice bit of play and everything, flicking over defenders, getting the 1-2 back, taking another man on, then getting into the box, and my legs just aren't strong. Like, it's literally just unfair. Playing on a carpet like the Fortress has a lot of advantages, but when the ball is bouncing along your 6-yard box and bounces 90 degrees to where it should be going, that's not one of them. The car boot sale in the background, that used to move on to the pitch as well when games weren't on, so really needed to have like a couple of strong words with the groundsman around this time after hiring him. Right, it was about this point in the season when I decided I'd stop messing around and actually, you know, stick one in the corner and get on the score sheet. But as I said, kind of swings and roundabouts playing on a surface like this, because the defender manages to get his foot stuck in the penalty spot and consequently brings up about half the Sahara Desert. Now, a car boot sale next to a football pitch is gonna have its bad points, you know, and this one absolutely rifled over the bar. I mean, we didn't get it on footage, but it's landed in prime car boot sale territory there. Surely someone's taken a bit of a hit. Like, you'd have those moments in games where it would just, for some reason, just keep getting repeatedly hit at cars, and like, you know, if you're ever like playing football in your garden, for example, or something, it just keeps going into the next door neighbour's garden. There's only a certain amount of times you can just be like, sorry, before, you know, the pitchforks and torches come out. Not speaking from personal experience, my neighbours or anything. I just want to clear that up. You kind of expect the tackles to be like more tame at this age, just speaking generally about Sunday League football. But just pause at this moment here. Just get out of there. It's one of those ones you actually wince watching. Ooh. Like, we got a free kick though, and no one died, so that's a first. This is brilliant. This poor kid tries to control the ball, and because of the bounce of the pitch, almost pulls off the most stunning Bergkamp flick I've ever seen. Put it onto another pitch where there aren't actually any molehills. I get the ball just inside the penalty area, draw in the challenge, go past him. That's a good run. The keeper manages to save it. Come on, mate. But his celebration is short-lived because our right winger gets down the line and pulls it back. At this age, I'm not actually powerful enough to clear the bar with these pullbacks, so a little bit like the Wembley Cup goal, but straight into the bottom corner. You know, I've had a bit of practice. And if you have one well-worked goal, it kind of goes without saying that you're going to get a couple of these at least in the game as well. Whether that's a cross or a shot, it doesn't matter. Confidence was quite high at this stage after scoring as well, so, you know, balls rolling into you, usually chest it down, keep it on the deck, you know, the classics. No, scorpion kick. Watched this one about 10 times now, still have no idea what's happening. This guy just kind of, I don't know, pats me on the sort of lower back area, and I just sack of potatoes. Followed by, you know, a dangling weak leg tackle that even Mesut Ozil would be proud of. But obviously, largely in this season, most of my play was, you know, keeping it on the deck, just passing little 1-2s and stuff with people who could run faster than me and kick the ball a lot harder than me, which kind of worked at times. And then at the end here, I managed to grab a penalty. Probably the wettest penalty you're ever going to see. And you can't actually hear it from here, though. But this guy literally just booted my shin pads. And I was like, I'm kind of scratching my head why I didn't take that after you winning the penalty. And my dad is the coach. That's a weird one, but anyway. Puts it away. Average. As often on these pitches as you can say, you know, it's the surface, it got a bobble. I don't know. I don't know what this guy's doing. I just can't get over, like, how slow I run. Do you know what I mean? Like, my feet, they're just too small to take any bigger strides. But, I'm not sure if we can. No, that was wet. I think even I would have done better than that, seriously. And this is what happens when you don't really practice celebrations or score that often, maybe. Be more accurate. Oh, what is that? Football is the real loser today. Just a mix of wet hands meeting in the... Oh, let's move on. I went with white boots that season. Okay, that's brave. If you go with, you know, white, orange, yellow, You've got to play beforehand to get them a bit dirty. You do not want to be turning up in bright boots to a Sunday League game where you're just asking for one. Anyway, more over the top through ball and just clinical assist, clinical. People were twice my height. It's not a joke. I don't know why you're laughing, but there's always that point, you know, when you're losing and it sort of just turns into defenders sitting on their penalty area and attackers sitting on the other penalty area. But very good save there from that keeper. I've got to leave that in for him. Trying to collect the ball from a throw here. Bit ironic that the move I keep using to get past people is flicking it over them. Shame about, yeah, just let's not talk about the cross. Quite a nice move to get into the box, but you know, what do you do when you've got a 5-on-2 in the 6-yard box?
Have it.
Quite a common look on life among English defenders is that either the ball or the man can get past me, but not both. There's a lot to take in this clip. First of all, me passing it to people faster than me on a counter-attack. Just get it away from me. Long ball, obviously. And, as I said, swings and roundabouts. Sometimes works in your favour, sometimes doesn't. Unlucky keeper. Oh, brilliant. And here's another example of me, the ball being pulled back to me, and basically, I just can't kick it hard enough, essentially. That's what's happening here. I mean, I'm getting the assists racking up, so there's that, I suppose. Kind of a rule of thumb, you only try and tackle people who are less than a foot taller than you. So, you know, anyone who's under 4 feet, they're in serious trouble. I'm with myself there. Just do not jockey. Let someone else have him, for the love of God. And the only thing this clip's missing is a really loud get it out from one of the supporters. There's plenty of those, though. The standard of football, you just don't see this anywhere else in the world, do you? I think I can be fairly safe in saying that. This game is an absolute gem for clips, by the way, but I'm not sure I can blame the keeper for this one. You know, you sort of get that kind of balding patch of grass in front of every goal mouth. It's always going to take an interesting bounce if it lands, or not take a bounce at all. Maybe it's more appropriate, so can't really blame the keeper for that one. Still makes a good video, though, that I'd put in front of 1 million people. We won that game in the end anyway, so it really didn't matter. I mean, you don't like to point fingers. I mean, if we'd lost... Yep. Yeah, those are molehills. You have spotted that right. Yes, they are. Kind of this point in the season where the pitch really starts to sort of suffer. Do you know what I mean? When you're sort of coming up to the Christmas period, there's been quite a lot of rain. Quite a few games on the pitch, and it's more brown than green. And especially as you pan this way, it doesn't really get any better. Anyway... Quality defensive header met by a quality overhead kick, which would have probably been our... Well, you've seen the rest of this video. It would have been our goal of the season. Then exactly the same scenario. There's no way you can... My legs are too short. There's no hiding it. My legs are too short. I can't see it any other way. And where would we be in one of these videos without one of these, you know? Can I just say how much I love the keeper's attempt? Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Fairly standard conditions. Oh my goodness. And then you get to that point in the game when the big guy at centre-back decides that he's just going to have a run upfield and... Like, I'm not going to stop him. Okay, seriously. How are my legs so... Shut up. Oh, my God. Just get me off the pitch. Someone substitute me. And, and that goalkeeper. ASAP. I'm pretty sure in this game, both teams had, kind of standing, you know, short straw keepers, so to speak. So I'm pretty sure the stats at the end of the game would, like, be 50-50. Shots, that is. Yeah, yes, yeah. Yes, that definitely happened. Right, there's some actual structure to this video now. So this game was basically a semi-final, and if we won this game, you get to play the final at an actual, like, proper ground, you know, with a stand and half-decent pitch and everything. So, like, it was more getting into the final than winning the final of this cup. So this was a semi-final, and this meant a lot, you know. Couldn't have started much worse at this point. But, like... This is kind of the age where you're fairly new into playing in completely full pitches, if that makes sense. So, like, not many keepers can actually reach the bar. But long story short, we equalised, and then this was in the last minute, and it was like a knockout, you know. So if we win this, we go through and manage to get to play at this really good stadium. Not really, no, you can't call it a stadium. We'd get to play at the best ground in Jersey, you know, and then... This happened in the last minute. I got a shot on the edge of the box and actually connected with it well inside the 6-yard box, and it just hits the defender like a metre in front of me on the line. I was ready to sit down and cry. So anyway, I went into extra time and we just straight into full long ball over the top, park the bus mode at that stage, which has worked for us before. Surprise, surprise, it worked for us here. So anyway, we went 2-1 up, and then as we're all camped in our 30 yards within our goal, I play a through ball, and our forward gets in and seals the win. So that was enjoyable. Completely undeserved, but those are the best kinds of victories, you know. Man United fans would tell you, what, don't say that. Now, quite a common sight in Sunday League is when, you know, a centre-back is taking the goal kick for the goalkeeper, but it seems a bit strange sometimes. You're like, why, what, you're telling me that player cannot kick a ball 30 yards into the middle of the pitch, which is generally wise in goal. So when they do take kicks, this is the kind of thing that happens. Eventually find myself in the box, and I seem to have changed my shooting to toe punting now. See if that works any better. Nope, you're still useless. Hold it there 1 minute. I'm not sure if any of you remember my video of Spencer, called the Ultimate Sunday League Midfielder. Basically, I talked a little bit at the end, and I didn't have the ball there at the time, about the mitre footballs that you used to get with the little arrows that really, you know, you could kill a man with one of those to the thigh on a cold Sunday morning. That thing is essentially, it's like a torture accessory, okay? Genuinely that thing. I remember being hit in the back a couple of times, and like you sort of think, okay, well there's a shirt in the way, it can't help that much. No! Yeah, not many highlights from these games at the moment, but moving into the next one, our striker down the line, I unselfishly pull it across to our number 7 for an open goal, who proceeds to miss, and I don't know what to say about that. And obviously, because we got to this final, we got to line up before the game, you know, just like in the Wembley Cup final, and it's pretty much the last nail in the coffin of the height difference. Is like, not even joking, twice my height. Kind of tackle you relish seeing your defenders flying into at the first half in the penalty area of a cup final. Anyway, they scored the penalty. We then got an equaliser, and then they went up the pitch like 10 minutes later, put themselves 2-1 up. So what do you do when you've just equalised, you know, and they've gone up the pitch, put themselves 2-1 up, cup final? You get the ball, you put it in your hands and try and hit the opposition who are celebrating as hard as possible. And if you go back to the first goal, you'll notice that the thought was there. It's just they're on the floor, so you know, a little bit of an easy target. Might have been a little bit harsh in front of their onlooking parents, but a good shot anyway, you know, fair play. So second half, and our striker does really well to turn the defender and get the ball across the box. Unfortunately, I still haven't worked out how to shoot, so kind of just pass it with my left foot into the keeper's open arms, and coincidentally I then got taken off, or it might, no, I think it was after that I got taken off to give the subs a run around, because obviously, you know, you've kind of got to rotate in a cup final, give them a chance on the pitch, but still was my own dad who took me off. Can't really blame him for the record, but shut up. And that was it. We lost the cup final 2-1. As I said, we don't like to point fingers. I look like Samwise Gamgee. It's just, oh. And that's how the season ended. So, you know, bit of a low point. But I hope you've enjoyed another Sunday League season. I'm also, as I said at the start, I'm still playing Sunday League football in my free time. So, you know, I'm getting through another season of this, if that makes sense. So I might split that up into like a half and then another half, seeing as I'm doing it now, and, you know, it will take me a whole year to play a season. I'm not sure it's really worth it, but I'll see how many games I manage to play this season. And also, I still have a lot of these kind of before these years, which will probably get interesting because I'll get better as people become my height again back in time. I'm really confused right now. But yeah, please make sure to leave a like if you want to see another one of these, and you know, if they do much better, obviously I'm going to bring them out more often, but I've kind of got to limit them. We'll see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. Please don't take the mickey out of me being so small back then too much, but it's not a lot lower you can go after the nerf war is there. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I shall see you later.